And we are back with another podcast in a timely manner, which doesn't happen too often. Stay tuned for why, somewhere in this show. But before we get there, as always, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. And if you are, we do offer a member section where we drop some additional content throughout the week. And as always, as I mentioned last time, I do have a separate podcast. You guys can find that in the link tree down below. I just pretty much talk nonsense, and we talk about various things happening around the world at any given time, from the AI takeover to submarines blowing up and so forth and so forth. So hopefully I see you there. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring you over to me, who should introduce you to whatever show we have at hand in some sort of manner. Ah, yes, a 90... Look. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, I am. This podcast is on time. You did not expect it, but we are here. We're here on time, as delivered, and as promised, and as always intended, 2 weeks in a row with this podcast. Everybody should be happy, right? Right?
So we only ever going for 2 weeks in a row now?
Yeah, 2 weeks, and we take like 7.5 weeks off. That seems about right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great. But
I might actually finish 14 in One Piece. I might actually finish.
We do actually have like topics here to talk about, though, which is kind of impressive. But as always, before we get there,
I was just gonna say, you could watch One Piece, or you could get hyped for the Bruce Lee and animation that's coming next year.
I will watch One Piece.
But Bruce Lee, though.
I do like
But
Bruce Lee.
Luffy's a Looney Tune.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. As always, we are here. We are back. I am your host, Arbeen. Look, you guys can find me in the links down below and the things I'm doing and posting and talking about and all the stuff. And, make sure you check out those links. And as always, I am joined by Tristan.
Yeah.
Oh, we mixed it up.
Yeah, you can check out the links. Most of my social media stuff is there. Not everything is updated. I don't think, because a couple I don't actually use. Randomly show up there, but I won't actually use it. So yeah.
Yeah. See, I switched it up this time. I was throwing curveballs at everybody, because that's like the curveball of 2 podcasts in a row again. So that's why I'm introducing Mitch third.
You throw me off completely now. I'm out of whack.
You were probably ready to say your line. Oh, what happened?
My pattern recognition is just completely fried. What's going on? Just shut down. But what they said. Description. Socials.
Description below.
Stuffs.
Go
follow me in Hive, of all places.
What? What is Hive?
Hive was X before X was a thing.
Oh.
It was more like Instagram. No,
Oh.
no, not X. I'm thinking of Threads. Oh. Yeah, Hive is like Twitter and Threads, Instagram put together.
See,
but no one uses it.
What? No. Oh, so we're talking about Vero?
Yes.
Zack Snyder's personal social media to post random things, and then
he's still there posting random things from people.
I mean, he's the only one keeping it afloat. He's got to post stuff.
Yeah. It's true. Well,
where else is he going to be told that he's a good director?
Oh, that's true too, though.
Something.
That is true. Well, speaking of good and bad, I guess we're just gonna jump into our first topic, everybody. So let's get. Well, how about that Blue Beetle?
The what?
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. The what? Because, boy, Blue Beetle. So months ago, the analysts were like, realistically, high end 40 to 50 mil, low end 25, and now it's like high end 17, low end 6, 7. This thing is gonna spectacularly bomb, and
yeah,
it's so many things that contribute to it. You can't even point it at one thing and say why, but it's so sad to see this film just like it's had premieres all over like Latin America, right? And it's gotten so little buzz that people are actively talking about the entire plot, the post-credit scenes and everything, and nobody's literally reporting on it because people just don't care. It is that lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, you're cutting movies for tax cutoffs, right, or write-offs, whatever it is. All right, like a Batgirl.
Yep.
If you're doing that and you're planning on rebooting, you absolutely need to give people a break in between the two.
Yeah.
You know, sure, Sony, Marvel did it with Spider-Man, and they just did the 2-year break and went straight into it, right? But at least you had those 2 years. You're not going to have anything with the DC movies.
Yeah.
You're going to go from A to B within like 6 months. So just, I know Aquaman, you know, $1 billion movie for the first one or whatever, but no one's going to watch that second one. So just write off. You should, from Batgirl up to Superman, should have all been a write-off.
Oh, but the only one they could have kept, because it's Elseworld, it's like, yeah, the Batman Part 2 and Joker that come out also, like, fine. Keep those.
Oh, yeah, I was strictly talking, like,
but the DCU.
Them quote, mainline.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Mainline universe. Like, everything from then till Superman Legacy should have been a write-off.
After they saw what happened with Black Adam, they should have pulled all of them and written them off. I know they were riding high on Flash, but Flash should have been the, okay, no, just stop everything. Like, Blue Beetle is going to do so much harm to that brand. Again, it could be a phenomenal movie. I'll talk about it when I see it. I'll, give my thoughts on it. But it could be a 9 out of 10 film. It's still going to be a complete bomb. That's the way it is. They spent a big amount of money on this compared to many other things, and I don't think that there was.
Did they? It doesn't look like it.
Originally,
it looks better than Shazam.
Yeah,
like effects-wise,
yeah.
Than Shazam, but it looks cheap.
So originally, when it was supposed to be an HBO Max original movie, right? It was $50 million. Then they said it would be a hybrid. They bumped it up to reportedly 75 to 90. But when they said theaters only, it sounds like it went up to about 125. So, yeah, that's a lot of money they're never going to see again.
Yeah. They should be used to that by now. Zaza don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, because they're just putting a really bad Band-Aid on it by cutting things to say, yeah, we got a profit.
It's just not beneficial. Like, that's the thing.
Like, Blue Beetle was going to cost you a little bit more anyway, because you wanted to do, what is it, like random reshoots or something? So
yeah.
The director,
they've done the reshoots, I think.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let them do 2 additional days, even when the director asked for it. He was like, please, can I just have 2 days? They're like, no, we can't afford it. It's like, oh, okay.
That's the wild part right there.
Yeah.
Like, WB can't afford that.
Zaslav needed the haircut. He couldn't afford to give him 2 days.
You know, what the director should have done is what the old director of the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe film did. When they ran out of money and they told him shut down production, he was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Literally took props home, lit up a basement, and had Dolph Lundgren swing around a sword with a fog machine, and he cut that into the film, and you're like, yeah, okay, but at least they got it done. He should have just done that, honestly. Just been like, Jaime, come over to my house. We're going to shoot some improv and shove it into the movie.
Is that Zack Snyder? What did you use?
Bro,
what did you do?
They allowed Zack Snyder $90 million, but they couldn't give this guy a camera and a suit? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, really?
It's a shame, because Blue Beetle was their Spider-Man, right? He should be huge.
Yep.
He should
They should have pushed the hell out of this, but no, they've...
Terrible.
They let someone make it Shazam 2 again.
Yeah.
They got no money.
Yep. So, look, we'll talk about the box office for this in the post-mortem once it's out, but make no mistake about it. If this thing performs on the high end, like literally hits the high end expectation of $25 million, it's literally
$3.
It's still a bomb. Like, it's so sad, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. I don't want to harp on this too much. The movie's literally right around the corner, so give my impression. What we do got to talk about, though, is Disney's commitment to scale back all content. Now, we're not just talking about, like, Disney Plus. We're also talking about movies. Bob Iger was very forward when he said, we want to make our movies feel like events again. So we are stepping back in the amount of releases. What I hear from this is one Pixar animated film a year, one Disney animated, maybe 2 Marvel films, 1 Star Wars, and something off the beaten path, and that's it. That's all I'm hearing from this.
Yeah, you're going to go back to pre-JPEG, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And it's funny, if you went back a year ago, you could look at this in the context of, oh yeah, no, he's doing the right thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But now, it's like, well, what's the nefarious undertone of all this? What are you cutting back on?
Yeah. Yep.
Who are you trying to not pay this time? But
I mean,
I'm happy for it, right? We don't need the amount of stuff they've been pushing out.
no, we don't. It's
Especially with how stuff's turning out. Like, yeah, no, you don't need.
if I will gladly take less Secret Invasions and more quality Marvel and quality Star Wars instead of let's just rush it out there. I still have not watched Andor. How?
You do not need to.
That's I can't, like, I see a trailer or a spot for it, I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, Andor, I'll get to that. Like,
Don't listen to Jared's propaganda either. Andor bad. That's what you need to know.
yeah.
He'll try and convince you with all these big words in the sentences, but Andor bad. That's what he needs.
I'm about to send this clip to Jared. He's just gonna send you a 7-minute like audio message being like, "Now listen here, listen, Mitch. I'm gonna invite you on my show, mute you, and explain to you why it's top tier Star Wars." Oh my God.
No, he'll wait for Ahsoka to come out, and then we'll do it then.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka is coming. I'm gonna watch that.
I mean, it looks good.
It does. It doesn't look boring. That's at least something. So
somehow the Star Wars TV shows, bar Andor, are actually good.
yeah. So this whole scaling back content and cutting content. I just want to say, like, if they can find a way to actually make money off of Disney Plus, which now everybody's stuck in a literal hole going, wow, we're not making much money from this. And they're looking back at the old TV going, man, the old TV format really worked. You can't go back there. So I understand what they're doing here. But also, not everything needs to be a $25 million per episode TV show, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just...
Everyone learned the wrong lesson from Game of Thrones.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Literally everyone. And it's Hollywood all over it. They always take the wrong damn lessons from everything.
I will argue with anybody that one of the best Marvel TV shows that's been produced in the last decade is Cloak and Dagger. That thing, it was made... listen to what I'm telling you right now.
Specifically for me.
Like, that show was made. I'm not lying to you when I tell you this. After the tax breaks because of shooting location, because, hey, you're shooting in New Orleans and Louisiana, right? You get a massive incentive. Each episode cost less than $1.1 million. They need to find a way to be able to produce a Cloak and Dagger and a Runaway style and like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type of show that's in the universe. Runaways was great. Come on. Not Hellstrom. That's the one you're thinking of. Not Hellstrom.
No, I'm definitely thinking of Runaways. I never watched Hellstrom.
Oh, no, nobody did.
I genuinely forgot that was a show.
Nobody watched
Hellstrom. And I can remember Inhumans. I genuinely forgot
Hellstrom. Oh, Inhumans, no! Nope, we don't talk about that either, so...
I mean, Inhumans is better than Secret Invasion there, I said it.
It's true. It is. I
said it.
I'll say it too. So, go back to producing character-driven stuff that doesn't rely on, we gotta CG everything here and craziness. Like, you can do it, and I do hope that they learned a lesson here, because, like you said, everybody learned a wrong lesson from Game of Thrones. You can have one Game of Thrones on your station, you can't have 10 Game of Thrones on your station. That's the point, right? Like,
just go back to WandaVision.
Yeah, like,
you know, it kickstarted it. It was, whether you like the ending or not, that's a different story. But hey, no shows had that reception since.
That's true, and I mean, like, they're making a Wonder Man show. The Wonder Man show before the shutdown was rumored to be somewhere in the ballpark of $75 million. For what?
Paul Bettany's Vision is very expensive.
Yeah, my God, it's
man's got to put on all the white makeup, and the man's got to put on all the red and green makeup.
Bro,
that's a lot.
I am just blown away. It's like 75 million on Wonder Man. You could produce half of all Agents of S.H.I.E.L.'s entire run for one season of Wonder Man. Get out of here! Like, that is jarring. But
it's. Do all the shows and all the stuff that they've announced, but we just need stuff spread out.
Yeah.
Just push the. You don't need 12,000 of these a year. Just have like 2 or 3.
I mean, that's what it's looking like. Like Ironheart, we're probably not getting until 2025 now, realistically, right? Like they're gonna spread this stuff out. So
I mean, probably
yeah. It's gonna be a while.
Armor Wars, good luck. I know it's a movie, but good luck with that one.
I'm convinced that's gonna hit in like 2030 at this point.
Yeah,
it's
Cheadle's gonna be an old man.
They're gonna need to use AI to de-age him permanently. Good God, like
he better damn well be a scroll. He needs to walk. He needs to actually get out of his chair.
It's true. So there it is. That's our outlook for the future of Sony. On the other side of things is
even bleaker.
Oh man, next year we have Madam Web, which is coming out literally in like February, but we've seen nothing. We got Kraven.
We know
summer.
Sydney Sweeney's playing Julia Carpenter.
Yep,
that's it. One thing we've got something.
That's literally the only thing that was announced. He's like, "Yep, I'm playing Spider-Woman."
I got a conspiracy here. Is it possible that Madam Web is so bad they're dumping it in February because they know Kraven's actually going to make more?
I have all the money on Madam Web being the movie that wins them an Oscar.
I'll take it.
That's my bet. That's what I'm putting my money on.
Oh, I am so.
They know they have something here. They know it.
You think? You think they got something here?
Yeah.
I hope the film is.
Don't say that about Sony movies. Sony movies bad.
Yeah, which is.
Madam Web.
Which again, why is this coming out before Kraven, which is complete, and they already put out trailers? Venom is coming out a month after Kraven, which makes absolutely no sense.
Because they know it's like when they kept delaying Morbius, right? They know what they have is trash, so they're going to keep pushing it back and then hope people forget about it.
See,
and then they'll re-release it because memes and online they won't learn their lesson from last time.
So I had the same. I literally had the same thought, and in my head I was like, "How is Sony going to try to capitalize on previous failures?" So it hit me. They're going to do a quick reshoot with Aaron Taylor Johnson where he says it's Kraven time,
100%,
and toss it in the next trailer with the new release date to get the meme hype going in hopes of converting it to box office. Because they always try to jump on meme trends, but they're always like 3 years behind because they did it with Venom 1 and 2. So
remember the Fries and Venom meme thing they tried to do?
We tried.
That ironically became a meme because it was just
so bad.
I mean, you could talk about how they got duped into re-releasing Morbius.
Oh yeah,
because of the meme.
That's the meme.
People would actually go see it. They lost even more money.
Amazing. Company that never learned. Just blows me away.
Though, in fairness to Sony, they have legit made a meme, like completely unintentionally. But like the more billion, like having the name of the movie in front of a billion has just taken off and become a thing.
It's true. So they did something there. On top of this, like they indefinitely delayed Spider-Verse 3. And also, Silk is now in limbo.
Who's surprised at that one?
Yeah, right?
Who's surprised at that one? The movie that mistreats its animators is delayed because they could literally not finish the movie on time.
Yep. It's... I don't know, like, I'm really wondering what Sony's strategy here is, because next year they want to blitz us with 3 films, and then the next 2 years, they want to blitz us with nothing and absolutely have no content? What strategy is that?
I respect it. I appreciate that, to be honest.
Oh, because they're taking the pain off of you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I see what you're
No,
going for here.
when you're getting waterboarded by absolute shit, right? You don't want the breaks in between to be short. You want enough time. Like, you got to get the stink off you, then you get the shit back on you.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair enough, honestly. So, Sony is gonna Sony. We'll see what they're planning with their other Spider-Verse stuff. Because, I mean, we just recently found out Sydney Sweeney literally talked about the Madam Web movie, and she confirmed, oh yeah, we're aiming to make a Spider-Woman movie, which is kind of like, oh, so she's Spider-Woman. So I guess that's the Olivia Wilde movie. That's maybe
100%. Yeah.
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, Sydney Sweeney, Olivia Wilde, cool, I'm here for it.
I like both of them, so fine. Like, weird that's gonna. Actually, no, that's probably gonna release in like 2024-5 or something. So
I mean, the rate we're going, I'm writing this decade off. The 20s didn't happen. 2030s, the 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we got scientists out here like, yeah, we can de-age mice with stuff. We're gonna do it on people. We just take 10 years off me up. I'm gonna start again.
Yeah. Yep. It's something. So, yeah. We'll talk more about Sony's plans and whenever they announce new stuff. Because according to them, if Madam Web is in February, we should be getting a trailer probably in time for the Marvels to have it attached there. So in April should be because I heard that might be really delayed up until April or June. If it doesn't,
what, the Marvels?
No, the Madam Web movie, because there's some tentative Sony dates that don't have names to them, so people are like, this could be a delay. We should then, by all technicality, get the actual trailer for Madam Web attached to the Marvels like that, and then release in October. That makes sense to me. So
yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
we'll see what they decide to. Let's finish this podcast off with Disney assembling a AI task force to study how to replace people's jobs.
Yep. Can we? What actual dingleberry decided to call machine learning AI?
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like a Musk thing, right?
Yeah.
He has no idea what the hell he's talking about and just decided to call it something that's buzzy.
Yeah. It sounds just like that.
That's essentially what happens most of the time.
Yeah, you can't replace people with machine learning. No, if it was actual AI, yeah, you can. And I get the feeling the studios are just trying to replace everyone with this shit because they want to. It's showing the true colors, right? Like, no, get everyone out of the arts. We want actual laborers and stuff like that.
Like, I really hate this whole idea because, WB, we joked about it a couple years ago on this show. They said, we're going to ask AI to make us exactly what we think is going to be profitable, and then we're going to put that movie out and put all our budget behind it. Guess what movie they did that with first? Black Adam. That was the movie that convinced them because people are like, they're using this for Black Adam. Look at the strategy. The Rock, he's so big. You got to put all your money behind The Rock. You got to release it in October. Why? Because that's when edgier superhero movies like Joker and Venom made money. That was your AI movie. So, see, even the dog agrees. He knows.
I was going to say, Loki does agree, yeah.
He
does not like.
It's a whole thing. I would say my cats, if they cared, they would start meowing right now, too, because they hated Black Adam and agree as well. So, I hate this whole future.
I mean, this like, at its base, it's just people making the decisions who think they're making the smart decisions it just comes down to how much more money can we siphon off of people that we can pay as little as we can, or to try and make as much profit as we can by trying to have machine learning do things for us that most likely can't do.
Yeah.
And like you can see the analogy with what Amazon tried to do at one of their I guess conferences, where they tried to show off that they could make a robot do warehouse work, and they caught it on film, and people make fun of it because the robot couldn't last even 10 hours doing what what they want actual people to do. I think
I mean, who's doing housework for 10 hours?
No, warehouse.
Oh, warehouse.
Yeah.
I was like that poor, like that's just
No, what happened was the robot.
crazy.
The robot. I think the robot keeled over. I think
Oh.
like 3 hours in, and it wouldn't turn back on.
I am sorry, master.
This is my problem. Right? This is my thinking of what the problem is. It's the typical. It's old people in charge. The fundamental flaw of old people is they don't keep up with everything. I can say this because I'm currently in that stage. I am out the loop on things. But stuff like machine learning or AI, whatever you want to call it, like having it pump out like you need an edgy superhero movie, October, money-wise, is that so easily manipulated? Because all it's going to do is scour the internet.
Exactly.
And we already have old people falling for stuff, aka Sony with Morbius's re-release. It's just that situation, but they're not paying actual people to come up with a movie or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think like it only needed to take a group to actually want to mess with the algorithm and start putting out stuff.
I say the internet will learn they can actually mess with it, and they are absolutely going to mess with it, and then the studios are all going to go under.
So,
apart from the CEOs.
I'm actually glad you say that because this has been something that I've seen. And I talked to somebody that literally their job is to study trends in terms of entertainment and relay that to their corporate people. Let's just put it that way.
Mm.
He works in the video game stuff. And they had AI that essentially they wanted to deploy.
So Ubisoft.
I can or cannot confirm whether it's Ubisoft. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
but he literally told me they wanted to deploy an AI onto Reddit gaming forums to make the perfect sequel to Assassin's Creed. And he was like, I literally told them that's the dumbest idea. Yeah. So, yeah, you figured it out, so it doesn't matter. But it is awful. Like, how can you...
Yeah.
No. Like, no. Like, and Disney trying to do that, what are they going to say? Make us a movie that's going to make us $3 billion based on the Avengers. And the movie's going to be like, okay, bring back everybody, including Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider, who has to drive a woolly mammoth made out of metal. And they're going to be like, we got to do that. Like,
or it's gonna come out that, you know, that they don't want to do it because what they got back from the internet is that people want to see an animated movie starring Mickey Mouse and he's a Nazi.
Yeah.
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 Unfortunately, the robots don't know context, and neither do the old people.
Yeah.
Old people look at numbers, and you're going to get everything that Soup's ever wanted.
Oh, Henry Cavill just flying around.
Yeah. So you'll have the engagement for him. You won't have the money because everyone is being sarcastic and taking the piss.
It's so sad, but this is literally what's happening, and
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's absolutely going to happen.
I don't like it. Nobody should like this. It is an absolutely awful, awful thing to think about. And Disney rose to where they are to be the king of entertainment in the last decade by listening to its fans. So why don't you just continue to do that? If the fans tell you, hey, we don't like Secret Invasion, don't make more Secret Invasion. Go back to what you did before, right? Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
I find it interesting that Secret Invasion ended up just like its source material.
Boring?
Bad, yeah.
Yeah, bad and boring.
Yeah.
Absolutely ruining the character for everyone. Yeah.
Yep, that was it.
I mean, that was the point that happened. It ruined a whole bunch of characters in the comics. So.
To be fair, Marvel Comics, Marvel Studios is bound to happen. Right.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion was never going to be good, unfortunately.
I mean, had they planned it right, you could have done something with it, but they planned nothing right.
No, I say though, I was on Jared's show with him and Travis, and we got to the point where, you know, if you wanted to do Rhodey from Phase 4 onwards.
Yeah.
Have Rhodey more things and set him up that way.
Yeah,
the problem you have now is there was zero setup.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got Feige out here being like, oh, we like the idea of fans going back and watching and seeing. No, looking at a different context. Yeah, but there's no different context there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that is James Rhodes. That's not Skrull.
Right.
Number 12. There's nothing there.
And it's like,
yeah, it's like essentially it's like, who can we make a Skrull that wouldn't really mess with anything? And
right.
It falls back onto the topic we've been talking about, right? They've looked at the internet. Everyone since the dawn of time said Rhodey, without ever giving a proper reason why, apart from Terrence Howard.
Exactly.
And they just ran with that.
It's that, and like he hasn't been in much, so it makes the best.
There is that, yeah.
And like,
and I think Travis pointed out he's the only one without a movie, so it was always going to be him.
Yep.
Like, it can't be Sam, because Sam's got a movie coming out. Wonder's had a project and all this sort of stuff. Like, yeah, Rhodey was the only one, so it had to be Rhodey.
If they intended this, right? Imagine if they would have known this back in the day. Imagine after Civil War, like, the whole thing happens, and at the end, one of the post-credit scenes is James Rhodes, the Skrull version, and we suddenly maybe see a little green or something in his eye or something to imply, oh, now he's a Skrull. That would have been an ongoing topic, so every time we see him in Infinity War or Endgame, we're like, is it possible he's a Skrull? We don't know, but there was that little thing that happened. And then this confirms, and you go, my theory was right. Okay, we were right. Now we got to reassess everything. There was never that plan. That's the problem. No. And that's specifically because, like you said, of the internet reaction. And they're going to do that with the stupid AI. That's what they're doing. They're scraping the internet for dumb, stupid ideas. It is stupid.
And it's just going to fall for the age-old. You have to really be built different to guarantee you can read sarcasm online.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't read that, cool, hey. Like the amount of like tweets you see, or posts, X's, where people are genuinely being sarcastic and everyone falls for it because it's really hard to tell. Then like, do that with like a $200 million budget, and that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
You say that, and people still fall for the parody accounts for actual like news accounts and stuff because they don't.
I mean, the discussing film parody accounts, like
all
Bastards have got me twice, and then gonna get me a third time.
I think like the last one where people didn't read the tag was that Disney was going to remake again the Lion King, but this time it's going to be an animated movie, and then like everyone had to say, this is not discussing films, so make with that what you will.
Say the one that got me was saying Andy Muschietti's off the Batman reboot.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. Oh, it's fake. I didn't read the tag first. It's always just when I forget about the parody accounts, and then it hits me.
Yeah.
Every time.
It is one of these things. Like, I'm not in support of this whole AI thing at all. I don't like it.
No,
Most of you should not like this. Like,
no, there's always gonna be the one person that, but my prompts, bro. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
you don't do nothing. You sit there and type. You're not making anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
disappointed. So ugly as crap. AI art sucks.
It's slowly starting to get better, but to get to the point where people really want it, it's gonna take years, like real big years. So
I can see stuff like that being good for a reference.
Yeah.
And using it as that, like if people struggle to like actually picture what they want in their head, they can try and make a prompt out of it, and then make something from that. Not using that as just a thing that, hey, I did this. Like using it as a reference, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
At that point, it's no different to those little wooden dummies and stuff like that.
Right. Yep.
That's my take.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. Like, that's literally so. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with Disney and AI. Probably nothing smart. If anything happens by the time we got to do the show again, we'll talk about it then. But that has brought us to the end of this show. Yeah, that podcast. It's wrapping up. Look at that. 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. We totally didn't record 2 podcasts back to back. I'm telling you.
I was waiting for that.
That definitely didn't happen.
No, it definitely didn't happen. You watch. There's going to be something that's going to come out now.
Oh, and then we get the good old, hey, why don't you talk about this? And we're like, well, you see.
We recorded it a week ago. It's old.
Oh, yeah. But everybody, thank you for joining us. We do, of course, as always, have members' topics that drop right when this is also on YouTube for everybody. So if you'd like to hear those, go check that out. And we'll catch you guys soon.